4 college students. 1 house. 1 night. By morning all 4 were dead. No screams heard. No forced entry. No one called for help. And the most terrifying part. 2 people were inside that house and survived without even knowing what happened. How is that possible? Stay with me because this story gets darker with every second. This is the true story of the Moscow Idaho murders. A case that paralyzed an entire university town. Sent shockwaves across America. And revealed a killer who didn't just want to commit a crime. He wanted to commit the perfect crime. Because he had been studying how to do exactly that. Moscow, Idaho. A small, peaceful college town. The kind of place where students walk home alone at night without a second thought. Near the University of Idaho stood a simple 2-story house on King Road. Inside lived 4 students. Kaylee Goncalves, 21 years old, bright, planning her future. Madison Mogen, her best friend, inseparable from Kaylee. Xana Kernodle, 20 years old, full of energy. And Ethan Chapin, her boyfriend, the only guy in the house that night. That evening they had gone out. Laughed with friends. Posted stories on social media. A completely normal Saturday night. They had no idea someone was already watching. November 13, 2022. They returned home in the early hours of the morning. Grabbed some food on the way back. The last photos of them alive were taken that night. By around 1:30 a.m. the house went quiet. Lights off. Everyone asleep. But just a few miles away someone was not sleeping. At approximately 4 a.m. a figure dressed in black tactical gear approached the house on King Road. No hesitation. No noise. He slipped inside. And then room by room with terrifying precision he moved through that house like a ghost. Within minutes 4 young lives were gone. Stabbed brutally. And here's what makes this even more disturbing. 2 other roommates were home that entire time. They heard strange sounds. One even opened her door briefly and saw a masked figure walking past. Frozen in fear she locked her door. And the killer simply walked out into the darkness. Gone. Hours passed. The house stayed silent. Friends tried calling. No answer. By early afternoon a 911 call was made. "We think our friend is unconscious, we can't wake her up." When officers arrived nothing could have prepared them for what they found. 4 students dead in their beds. No signs of forced entry. No weapon left behind. No clear suspect. Just 4 families whose lives would never be the same. And a town that would never feel safe again. Within hours the case was national news. And the fear, it was everywhere. Because the killer was still out there, still free, still unknown. Police flooded the area. They checked hundreds of registered white cars, an early lead from witnesses. Footprints, fingerprints, security footage. Weeks passed and nothing concrete. The town was terrified. Students were leaving campus. Parents were pulling their kids out. And then investigators got a breakthrough that changed everything. On the leather sheath of a K-bar knife found near one of the victims there was DNA. Just a trace. But it was enough. That DNA led investigators to a name no one expected. Bryan Kohberger, 28 years old, a PhD student in criminology at Washington State University, just 8 miles from that house. Let that sink in. The man who committed these murders was academically studying criminal behavior. He knew how forensic investigations worked. He knew what mistakes killers make. He had even reportedly reached out to researchers studying criminal psychology. Was he researching, or was he planning? Because when police dug deeper they found his phone data placed him near that house multiple times in the weeks before the murders. He had been watching. Waiting. Preparing. On December 30, 2022, nearly 7 weeks after the murders, Bryan Kohberger was arrested at his parents' home in Pennsylvania. He had driven across the country with his father thinking he had gotten away with it. He hadn't. Cell tower data, car sightings, DNA, phone activity. The evidence was overwhelming. The quiet criminology student who thought he understood crime better than anyone had left a trail. The case still continues today. And the question that haunts everyone remains. Why? No clear motive has been established. No prior connection to the victims confirmed. Just a calculated, cold act from someone who looked completely ordinary. And that is the most chilling truth of all. The monsters in real life don't always look like monsters. Sometimes they sit in classrooms. Study crime. Take notes. And one night they act. If this story gave you chills, subscribe right now. Because on this channel we cover the cases that stay with you.